Hello everyone, and welcome to my 24/25 championship predictions. I've done League 1, I've done League 2, and now I'm doing the championship. A league people say is the most difficult league. My thoughts on that statement, I don't know. For other leagues are really difficult to predict as well. But a lot of different stuff can happen in the championship. So before I get started, please remember to like and subscribe. It's free to do. And just why would you not? And that's all said. Let's move on to 24th. And I've put Plymouth Argyle. I'm sorry, Plymouth. I liked you last season. Team that isn't normally in the championship, but let's be honest, it's probably gonna hit by second season syndrome. You've got Ryan Rooney as your manager now. Ryan Rooney has not really done well as a manager so far. Failed at Birmingham. So I think Ryan Rooney should have gone for a League 1 job, not a championship job. And I think it'll be similar to Birmingham's story. So Plymouth could finish 22nd instead of 24th. That's something that could be changed, but either way, I'll probably put Plymouth to get relegated. So, I'm sorry, Plymouth. If you get rid of Ryan Rooney, I think you could make some improvement, but I think you will get relegated this season. I'm sorry. 23rd, I've put Oxford United. I'm sorry, Oxford United. They've been knocking on the door a couple of years now to get into the championship. They're like Mansfield. Because Mansfield spent years trying to get into League 1 and they've finally done it. Oxford United has been knocking on the door for the championship for years and they've finally done it. But the championship is a really difficult league. And Oxford United, they finished 20th? 2 years ago. So are they actually ready to play in the championship? I don't think they are. So they might get battered a couple of times this season. They could have some good games. They could do well. But in the end, I think the championship will be a bit too much for Oxford United. And I'll go straight back down. 23rd. 22nd, I'll put Swansea. This is my surprise pick. For my surprise pick, it was either Swansea or another team which I'll get to. But I didn't see the other team getting relegated, so I've gone with Swansea. Yeah, I don't think anyone's putting Swansea to get relegated. They're looking okay. Probably could more likely finish in the table than bottom 3. But I'm just going to go out there and say that Swansea are going to come into this season and just do terrible. They have a terrible year. They'll be in the relegation battle for a lot of the season. They might be start well, pretty much the same as Birmingham this season. Start well, might be near the playoffs, and then just drop down and get relegated in the final game. If we could end up seeing Swansea versus Wrexham in League 1, so probably unlikely to happen, but I'm putting that as my surprise pick. 21st. Probably another bit of a surprise. I've got Cardiff. Yeah. Both Welsh teams in the relegation battle. And Cardiff will beat Swansea and survive. While Swansea go down. So, Cardiff. They were pretty good last season. They finished mid-table. That was probably favourites to go down as well last season. So they proved everyone wrong. But I think this season will be another drop-off year. So they'll go low, high, and then back low. I can just see it happening. The people are probably going to put them to do well again. But I can see Cardiff having a bad season. They'll survive like they always do. But I'm a bit 50-50 on Cardiff this season. 20th, I've got Sunderland. Sunderland were that team that I was going to put to be relegated. But I swapped them for Swansea. Because Sunderland haven't really done much transfer wise. So I am a bit worried about Sunderland. But I do not see them going down. looking at them, at everything, do look like a team that could go down, but it just looked. I just do not see them going down. I can see them struggling, but I do not think they'll be relegated. That's all I pretty much have to say on Sunderland. They're a bit of a weird team right now. They've got Bellingham, of course, Joe Bellingham. Could he do something? But yeah, Sunderland did have that big drop of season down to 16th as well last season, so who knows what could happen with them. For now, I'll put them 20th. 19th, I'll put Portsmouth. Portsmouth are another weird one because Portsmouth could do well, but they could also do bad. They won League One last season. They did really well in League One. Well, I can just see them struggling. I can see them having a bad season, starting terribly. They'll probably be like I can actually see them being bottom midway through the season, but they'll just go on great form, similar to Sheffield Wednesday at the end of the season, and manage to build themselves up to 19th. And maybe from then they can try and build themselves forwards. But yeah, Portsmouth, another weird team. Don't really know where they'll finish. So yeah, 18th, I put Stoke. So yeah, Stoke City, I did put them in relegation in my early predictions. I think I'll put them like 23rd, 24th. So yeah, my faith in Stoke is a bit long, but looking at Stoke recently, they always get over the line. Last couple of seasons, they're always finishing around 17th every season. They don't really drop into like deep into the relegation battle, but they're also nowhere near the playoffs. They're always stuck around 17th, and I am going to say it's going to be the same this season, and I'll come at 18th. Well, I have a slightly feeling that could finish lower. So it could be a nervy season for Stoke. 17th, I'll put Blackburn. This will be an improvement for Blackburn because they were not good last season. They still got their top scorer, what is now, like Smozix. So I did not pronounce his name right. But he got the golden boot last season. But Blackburn were not good. They only just survived on the last day. Just relegating Birmingham, thank God. But there is warning signs, and Blackburn probably are one of the favourites to go down. But I do think Blackburn can recover and try and slowly build themselves back up. So I do think Blackburn can make a 3 or 4 place improvement from last season. 16th, Watford. I still don't see an improvement from Watford. They've got Tom Cleverley as manager. I don't know if that's a smart idea or not. They're probably going to sack him after about a month or two. But Watford, they are a team that are slowly dropping downwards. So yeah, ever since they got relegated from the Premier League for a second time, they've just been dropping downwards. I think I did put them to do better last season, but they never did. So I think it could be a season of struggle. Maybe 1 or 2 really bad results, like a 6-0 loss to one of the teams that put in the playoffs or promotion. So, yeah, Watford, I don't know about you, 16th. 15th, I've put QPR. I was tempted to put them lower, but a lot of people have been putting QPR higher. So, yeah, I decided to be smart and stay safe. I've put QPR 15th. I don't really know much about them at the moment in time, so I can't really say anything about QPR. So 15th. 14th, I put Hull. I'm sorry, Hull. You did really well last season and got unlucky to miss out in the playoffs. I would like Hull to get back. I would like to see Hull back in the Premier League. That would be amazing. But I can see Hull having a drop-off season, similar to how Sunderland did. So I think they're going to finish around 14th. They've lost Philogene to us. They also lost one or two other players, I'm pretty sure. So it could be just one season of trying to, rebuild the squad after losing a few players. And 14th in the end. 13th, Sheffield Wednesday. I think Sheffield Wednesday will do better this season. Their form at the end of last season was brilliant. Because last season they started poorly. That was terrible at the start of the season. But second of the season, that was amazing. They ended so well. And I think they will continue that form into this season. And yeah, they will have one or two rocky results. They're still not the greatest team in the league. But I think they'll have a good season. And they end up finishing 13th. 11th, I put Derby County. Derby are back in the Championship. And I put them 11th. Originally, I did put them 8th. So I do think Derby could do really well. I can see Derby doing something similar to Sunderland and Ipswich. Football team promoted from League One. And doing really well and getting them to the playoffs. Straight around the Championship, I can see Derby doing well. They don't have the best team there at the moment. They've got an old team. But I can see them just shocking everyone. Because this is a team that can do well. I remember the playoff final between Villa and Derby a few years ago. So Derby do have it in them. It's just like the last 2-3 years they've struggled financially. But hopefully Derby are getting back to returning to their best. And hopefully they can climb up. So, for now... Oh, my voice is red. For now, I'll put them 11th. Oh, no, wait. 12th, I mean. 12th. And then 11th, I'll put Luton. I'm sorry, Luton. I really like Luton. I loved watching Luton in the Premier League last season. That was my second favourite team. And if this was based on what I want, I'd definitely put Luton top. But Luton, they've lost Ross Barkley. He was their best player last season. They were building a Championship squad last season. They can't get into the playoffs. They did 2 years in a row before they got promoted. But yeah, they put in a lot of effort trying to survive in the Premier League. And I think they'll be a bit tired going into this season, Luton. They have made a few signings I've seen. But I can see them having a bit of a bad season and finishing 11th. And I know people will not like me for that because everybody loves Luton. But I think it'll be one season with rebuilding, one not good season where they finish mid-table, and then hopefully they can then rebuild upwards. So sorry, Luton. I hope you do well. But for now, 11th. 10th, Preston. Where else are you gonna put Preston? I put them 10th last season, and I put them 10th against this season. They're always around 10th. If you put Preston around 10th, you're probably 90% going to be right. So yeah. Preston, same old. Start well, end well. But Preston started really well at the start of last season. 10 games in, it was Leicester, Ipswich and Preston dominating the league. And then Preston dropped off. So yeah, just the same old for Preston. And that's all I've got to say on them. 9th, Bristol City. I think Bristol City is an interesting team. You can't really tell if they're going to do really well or really bad. I don't see them being anywhere near the relegation battle this season. But I could see them finishing anywhere between 7th and 15th. they're just that team. They'll just be anywhere mid-table. I don't know how many signings they made. I haven't really seen any big signings from them. So, I think it will be an improvement for Bristol City. But for now, I'll put Bristol City 9th. But yeah, I'm not really sure on Bristol City. 8th, I put Sheffield United. So I've put 2 relegated teams to not go up. Because yeah, I think the teams relegated from the Premier League this season, I think they could all struggle in the Championship. Sheffield United, as well, they've got the 2-point deduction, but I don't think that'll mean anything. It's 2 points. But yeah, that was terrible in the Premier League last season. One of the worst teams. Not one of the worst teams point-wise. That wasn't Derby bad. But still, that wasn't that good. So, I think it'll be close. I think they will be in the playoff race. But I think they'll end the season in bad form. And at the end of the season, they'll end up in 8th place. So, sorry, Sheffield United. You could do better. You could do worse. But for now, 8th. 7th. I'm putting Millwall. I was really tempted to put Millwall into the playoffs. I think Millwall could do really well this season. They were not good last season. They had a drop of season. Well, like I said, what I do say about most teams, I do say most teams, I do predict teams to have a drop off and then rise back up. And then I haven't actually predicted any teams that have actually had that drop off and predicted them to actually have that rise back up. Well, I think Millwall will be that team. They had a drop off season last season, finishing 13th. They ended the season well. Don't get me wrong, they ended the season really well. So I think I can tie that into this season. And I can see them being in the playoffs. I do want to put them in the playoffs, but looking at the teams, I think Millwall will just miss out by like a point. But I think Millwall could do really well. And actually, I want to make a separate prediction, just for fun. Millwall are going to win a game 7-1. Why not? Millwall are going to win one match 7-1. If I get that right, praise me. Give me like a parade through the streets. Anyway, moving on. 6th place, West Brom. Is this probably part of me not liking West Brom? Probably yes. But I have spoken to my mum. My mum supports West Brom. And she has said that they've had some kind of financial issue at the moment. Like they're not allowed to spend much money. Because of their last owner. So they're in a bit of debt. Which is not good for West Brom. So apparently they won't be able to buy many players. They have just got one of our players, Lewis Dobbin, on loan. I haven't seen much of Dobbin, but apparently he's not bad. So he could play well for West Brom. Originally, I think in my early predictions, I put West Brom 2nd. And looking at it now, I'm getting because I think West Brom could get 2nd. Well, because of the depth stuff. And some of these probably because other teams can spend, West Brom cannot. So I think that'll affect them a little. And plus it's West Brom. They've been stuck. Their power payments are out. They ran out last season, didn't they? I think they'll just get into the playoffs. Similar to last season. West Brom, 6th place. 5th place, I've put Middlesbrough. I think they'll get back into the playoffs this season. Middlesbrough usually start the season poorly. And anyway, I did get that right last season because I did say in my last predictions that Middlesbrough will start poorly and I did exactly that. And I think I will do the same. Christmas, they'll be like 14th. But yeah, they'll do it. Last season, they couldn't quite get the full rebuild like they did 2 years ago. But they did have like improvements after their poor start. They finished 7th, so not that no, they finished 8th, didn't they? So it was in the playoffs, which they won because that Middlesbrough are normally one of the favourites. But I think they will get back in the playoffs and finish 5th. 4th, I put Norwich. Norwich are another team, one of those teams I think that could just out of nowhere get second. No one probably predicts it, but I think Norwich could just get second. If they were, look, it could be Leeds and Norwich top 2. Similar, yeah, it was. No, it wasn't. It was Norwich and Sheffield United, wasn't it? So I'm gonna put Norwich 4th. So I don't think they'll sign many players, but I do think they'll just do good enough to get 4th place. 3rd place, I put Coventry City. I think they could do really well this season, Coventry. They had a bit of a drop off last season. They finished 9th. So I think they can improve. They brought Brandon Thomas Asante, one of my favourite Championship players from West Brom. Yeah, I know, I'm a Villa fan. I like him. He helped me on FIFA years ago, so I've got to spot for the player. For Salford. I've never played for West Brom. So yeah, I think Coventry will do well. They look good. They did really well. They nearly got to the final. Unbelievable story they did. So I think they'll do well. Just missing out on promotion, but it'll be a great season for Coventry. And now it's time for my top 2. And second, I put Burnley. So I did want to put Burnley lower, but yeah, I think they started off by spending well. They spent some of the most money in the Championship so far. So yeah, I think it's a clear 2. I think the top 2 will just run away with the league. So second, Burnley. They do have a good team. They weren't good in the Premier League, but I think they just need to rebuild their squad, try and get back to the best. But it will be a bit upsetting seeing them getting like relegated, promoted. But I can just see them just doing too well. That'd be too good for the league still. But, yeah. Second place for Burnley. And then finally, my Championship champions are Leeds United. Yeah, I think they're going to dominate. 99 points. Yeah. They got 90 points, 90 something points, didn't they, last season? They just got unlucky with just left and Ipswich being really good as well. But Leeds are just way too good for this league. They spent some of the most money. They've got by far the best team. They've got a Premier League team. No one will catch them. No one's beaten Leeds. They'll lose like 3 games all season. Leeds are just gonna dominate. And that's all I can say. And that's it for my Championship predictions for this season. Put down your predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. And that'll pretty much be it for this video. Premier League predictions will come next week because the Premier League start a week later. Championship starts in 2 days, which I'm excited about. And hopefully I can get some of these right. But I'm going to end it here. I'd like to thank you all for watching. And until my next video, I'll see you next time. See ya!